What if I told you that with just an internet connection, your laptop, you can start doing this one thing and start generating $1,000 per day, not just in revenue, but even in profit. And you can do it whenever you want, wherever you want, even if you're just a beginner with Outbound or you're still working your 9-to-5 job. I've personally used this to make up to $50,000 my best months and help people like Cody, Alessandro, or Pablo to become Clay expert and help monetizing this incredible skill that is super high in demand right now. The reason why this works so well is that Outbound and go-to-market processes are broken, and a normal guy with Clay can actually do the work of 5 to 10 sales developer representative alone and offer it to the companies at a fraction of the cost. So in this video, I'm going to give you the Excel blueprint to how to become a Clay expert and start making 30K per month. Everything from the mess from 0 to 10K per month, from 10K per month to 30K per month, how to start from zero, get the right expertise, the right experience, and get courage to actually pitch your first services, how to become an official Clay expert following the official paths on the Clay website, where to find and close clients from 2 to 10K dollars retainer, and the clients use case progression from pitching 2K to 10K retainer per month. And even my entire process and tech stack so that you can copy my tricks and apply to your situation and start getting results and clients as soon as possible. So getting to 30K per month is actually easier than you think. You can probably get there without hiring anyone, and let's break together the mess on how to get there. But there are some things that will probably block you from getting here, like having a bad mindset, actually being afraid to pitch to clients, don't have the confidence to actually learn Clay, don't have the confidence to actually pitching Clay to companies, to businesses, because you don't have confidence in your abilities, signing in like low-paying clients, broke clients, and of course with broke clients you won't get to 30K per month, and having a proven process to sign premium clients, so you will constantly have things to do and content to produce so that you can get bigger and bigger clients and get easier to 30K per month. First of all, let's break down together the mess to actually get first to 10K per month and then to 30K per month. To get to 10K per month actually is not that difficult. You just need a couple of $2,500 retainer and a part-time job at 5K. It's actually pretty easy to get this because there are a lot of companies who are trying to hire like full-time Clay expert, but it's basically impossible. And if you can tell them like, okay, we work just part-time, like half of the day, while if you don't want to commit so much time, like half of your day, easiest thing is like closing 4 2.5 retainers so that you can easily get to 10K per month, and you can even charge like expenses over those retainers so you can get to 10K month profit relatively easy. Actually, even like 6 months, 1 year, you can totally get there. While 30K, of course, it gets more experience, gets more complicated, and basically I saw people and a lot of my students actually get to this, and they get to this only in 2 ways. First, you close very high retainers like enterprise deals, and as you can see, there are different use cases where you can leverage your Clay expertise, not just Outbound. You can really command like 10K, you even have a student like asking 15K, of course, to enterprise companies. 3 high retainer, you get to 30K per month, or you get to 30K per month with a greedy offer. You probably need some team with something like 2K to 2K and 500 retainer, which is lower tier, easier to get clients, but of course you have to be good in an operation to actually manage something like 12 different clients. I'm not saying this is best, try your own and figure out what is the best way to get to this number. Now, I'm not just going to tell you what result I get and how you can do the same, but I'm actually going to show you my exact process and how you can do the same, just copy and pasting what I'm showing in the video. And it doesn't matter if you're a complete beginner on outbound sales, you just move the first steps into Clay, or you are just about to leave your 9-to-5. First of all, Clay is probably the most amazing sales op technology ever. It truly allows a skilled person to actually make the work of 5 to 10 SDRs. There are so many use cases, but the most famous, of course, is Outbound. Let's say, for example, that you are selling a B2B SaaS, like a solution to e-commerces to actually help e-commerces get better reviews, and you want to outreach e-commerce managers saying something like, hey, I noticed your amazing e-commerce of fashion products, and you only have 3 out of 5 score reviews, and this will really hurt your conversion, your reputation. And in terms of delivering this very accurate message to a lot of e-commerce, you actually need a squad of sales people actually cold calling, try to find the right e-commerces, finding out the right reviews. What if with Clay you can totally automate all the process, and with one click you can get the list of all the e-commerces. In 2 clicks you can get at scale the score review, and automatically you can send emails, so you can totally outreach your target market alone with this super sophisticated automation and outbound technology. Let's see together how it works and how you can move the first steps. First of all, this is Clay. Just go to clay.com and you can log in, you can sign up, and this is the main dashboard. As you can see, you can do many things. Create new workbook table further. If you go to table, you see that you can basically get data from everywhere in the internet. Basically find companies, it will scrape LinkedIn, Google Maps, store leads, e-commerce like the example we did before, HubSpot if your client has a CRM. Let's say for example we start from companies. Let's say we are looking for 50 to 200, 200 to 500. We are looking for private companies. We are looking for law firms, personal injury, law practice, and we can use like some categories like law practice or legal services. Let's say just in United States, preview companies, and in one click basically we go into LinkedIn, use these parameters to get at scale all the possible companies. Import to new table, continue for free, and really credit free without any cost. We will get the list of all the law firms in the United States. Let's say that now we only need the companies that law practices that are actually working on personal injury, because maybe we are selling some kind of solution only to personal injury. And this is the difference between Clay and any other kind of software. How can you do this? It's impossible to go more in detail with this, but with Clay, again, we use Clay agent and we can say something like, for website, try to understand if the company is offering personal injury service or it is working in this niche. Just reply yes or no. Then we define the output, adoption, yes, no, save, run 10 rows, and at scale, Clay, thanks to the Clay agent, which is a live version of the GPT, can go inside the website, scan all the pages, the body, the footer, a Google search, to actually understand if the website of the company actually mentioned working with personal injury. As you can see, some yes, some no, and really in a couple of clicks we can scan all our TAM and just identify the companies we really want to outreach and we really want to work with. And at the same time, we can do so many other things. We can get, like with SEMrush, the website traffic. We can get easily the contact of all the people working at these companies. From the company, we can enrich the work email. As you can see, we can use multiple providers, just putting as an input the full name and the company domain. We can do whatever we can find on the internet. We can manipulate the data and get the most accurate data on the planet, basically use them at our advantage to create an amazing messaging strategy. So when you will handle outbound sales and B2B go-to-market system on the behalf of your client, as you can see, you can leverage the data to your advantage, which will get you more money and more leverage. With experience, you would be able to execute even more advanced playbooks such as social signals, intent data, scraping local businesses. Anything that is on the internet can be manipulated to your advantage to actually get business results. And in the current year, we are totally living in a data economy. Like the biggest company in the world, such as Facebook, Google, or Amazon, are data company, and leveraging our data at their own advantage to extract as much money as possible in form of advertising or selling our data. And you can do exactly the same using Clay, leveraging B2B data to actually extract as much money as possible from the market and deliver incredible results to your own clients. So to actually apply this, let me walk you through a step-by-step example. You remember the example that I did before about the commerces, the store leads, so we can get reviews at scale and we can really do the job of like a squad or other SDRs. Well, here how it works in practice. So basically, of course, we have to start from the main provider of e-commerces, which is store leads, in my opinion. Then from Clay, first of all, we can create a very interesting personalized first line, just scraping all the variables about the e-commerces, such as the titles, the products, the description, the SEO description, etc., etc. We can come up sending the email with a copy which is like this: hey name, I was on your store and noticed noticed your leather shoes collection page. As you can see, leather shoes can be generated by GPT going in each website and actually understanding what they are selling, and can be leather shoes, can be fashion products, can be whatever you come to mind, whatever the e-commerce is selling. We will see this into practice into Clay just to give you a general idea. With Clay, we have the e-commerce URLs. We can scrape Google reviews very easily, and if the review is less than 4, we can onboard the prospect into this campaign. Hey name, I noticed your Google score review of 3.5 out of 5. Are you aware that you're losing 30-40% of conversion rate because of this? And this, the CTA and the value proposition. If the score review is good, but they are less than 100 reviews, we can use a different thing. As you can see, with Clay, we can scrape data, and from the data, we can decide which is the value proposition that best fit the prospect to actually increase a lot the conversion rate. And if they are less than 100, we can use a value proposition like this. Hey name, I notice you only have 66 Google reviews, and we can get the state at scale. Are you aware that all the stores with less than 100 reviews are losing 20-30% of conversions? Then the CTA, the value proposition, etc., etc. And this is how it works on a general level. Let's go into Clay and how to make this work in practice. On Clay, this is the main dashboard. It's enough to create new table. Again, remember that we have to start from store leads. We can go here and we can choose our own API, continue. The only thing that I suggest to put here, because I really know well how store leads data works, country, let's say United States, number of results, let's say 50 just for the sake of this example, filter, the estimated sales is not very good with traffic, but estimated sales for some regions is pretty good, let's say 100K. Continue, a new blank table. Okay, now we have all the data. As you can see, we have city, name, rank, active title, features, a lot of things. Basically, any kind of data we really need to actually get a lot of information about these prospects and really leverage them at our own advantage for a very, very targeted outreach. Next is Google reviews. Let's find a way from the URL to get the Google reviews. So first of all, the URL is this. As you can see, there can be like 10,000 different URLs. Let's create the Google reviews. We are lucky because I think there's an integration that is called Google Review. Find business review information, continue, save, run 10 rows. Now we have all the data and we have to get number of reviews. Number of reviews, cool. Okay, these are pretty big e-commerces, so most of them, they have like a lot of reviews, but you can just decrease the estimated sales per month. And so coming back to our messaging strategy, if this is less than 4, this message, if this is less than 100, this message. So we have to create some filters to actually say this campaign, if this is like this, and if this is like this. So how can we do this? It's enough to create a new column, this time a checkbox, like a true and false. We can call it like ICP1, and we can create a formula with something like if rating is less than 4.0, comma, return, generate formula. Same here, let's call it ICP2, edit formula, use AI. If reviews are less than 100, let's say 90, return, generate formula. Now we have all our data, and data is equal to messaging. As you can see, there's a direct correlation between your messaging strategy and your data. So basically, using Clay and sending like cold emails or very sophisticated outbound strategies, like having like a data company that sends messages. Next step is we have all the data, we get the people, like find contacts, save results in this table, identifier could be the website, job title, keyword, we want to contact, I guess, the founder or the CEO or the owner or the e-commerce manager, even marketing department can be good. Continue, save, run 10 rows, and in this way we can get all the people from the company scraping from LinkedIn, and I think you can do a very, very good job. Of course, we have a lot of people here because commerces are pretty big, and it's enough to go on the first one. This is like the co-founder. Let's move on the right. Let's get the name. Let's get all the information that we need. Can be the LinkedIn profile, title, first name, because then we can use this to actually create our message like, hey, first name, hey, Michael, hey, Liz, Richard, Malaya, etc., etc. It's to get the emails, it's enough to have the full name and the URL. How can we get the email? And Clay basically has the most sophisticated strategy to get the email, which is a waterfall, because the waterfall actually combines all the data provider available out there, or the most famous one at least. As you can see, full name, it automatically finds it, by the way, and URL. Remember to validate this. We will do this later. Save, run 10 rows. As you can see, all of them are working at the same time. If the first one doesn't find an email, it will be passed to the next one so that it can have a second chance to actually find the email. The final email would be here. Now, the only thing left is adding smart lead. Add lead to campaign. You have to connect your smart lead account, and first, of course, you go to smart lead, create campaign. You can call it like commerces, ICP1 sequence. You can get our copy. There's a variable within the name and the score review, basically, and then can be the signature. Save changes, save next. As you can see now, we can find e-commerce ICP1. We can match the emails, first name, and the personalization. Custom field, add field, we can call it score review, which is the rating, which is this column, so we get the data. And of course, we only want the one that are less than 4, so we can add a condition. Use AI only run if ICP1 is generate formula, so that we will move to smart lead all the variables that we need, of course, only when relevant. Save, run 10 rows, and the only thing that you have to do next is duplicate this and do exactly the same for the second one with a different condition, like review number less than 100 with this new message and with this personalization. And for the sake of this video, I'm not going to show you all the setup, domains, inbox management, and all the other things related to Clay. But if you think that this has been helpful so far, I have so many other tutorials and so many new materials are coming where I will explain every piece of the puzzle to actually monetize your Clay expertise or build incredible B2B go-to-market system inside your company so you can really make more money and get better results for your clients. So hit subscribe really quickly and don't miss all the other videos. Now, if you remember from the start of this video, I promised I was going to show you how to get Clay clients, how to make progress in your Clay career, and how to go from like the first project to actually land huge retainers. So let's check together how to do this step by step. Basically, when you're starting out, the one thing that I really recommend is get case studies, make experience. Try to put your hands as dirty as possible, because then you have case studies, you have social proof, you have something to post on your social media, starting to build your social presence as a Clay expert. Yeah, you get clients, you do amazing work, you show the work, you show the proof, you land other bigger clients. But to start at the really beginning, what I usually recommend is you actually promise the paper lead and you say something like, we actually can offer results without an expensive retainer, but of course charge a setup, because in this way the client is committed. Don't do this for free, because otherwise you are just trying to bring into your business people that are super broke and not an ideal client, and will lose a lot of time. And what I usually suggest is go from 0 to 4 clients, and you can manage this alone. 0 for cold clients, first of all, you get some cash in the bank and some experience, and now you start actually understanding what is a good fit client, you start understanding what is a good niche to work on, you start understanding what are the right client, and fire the one that is impossible to get results. For example, in a niche like software development, where everything is very custom, you will figure out it's pretty hard to get results. It's a client you don't really want to work with, unless like very particular cases. Then fire the one that are not a fit and transition them into a retainer, or even better, start actually to pitch a retainer. And in this case, very important, okay, a setup, and don't charge a pay, especially if it is an outbound offer, don't charge a pay for meeting. Charge a pay for interested reply, because then you have to manage the inbox, which is a lot of time. And think about like you're offering paid ads, like LinkedIn ads, like Facebook ads. Nobody's charging for appointment, nobody's charging for meeting. It's charging for a lead that is someone who fill the form and raise his hand. The same is here. Try to make your client aware that this is the way to go, and then they have to actually manage the inbox. While if you want a meeting, if you want a full service, you have to pay a retainer so that you can actually show them what is the value, that is a content creation, cold email, sending personalized messages, following up, lead nurturing, sending content, and in this way you can actually charge the retainer. And start with something like 2 to 3K per month retainer plus expenses. And what I usually suggest, so how do you pitch a retainer? Basically, the way you pitch a retainer is you frame the price, because think about a service like paid ads, Clay, doesn't mean anything. It's just about the outcome versus the situation they are right now. For example, let's say right now they have 4 SDRs and they are you're about to hire the 5th SDR. The best way to actually frame the price, because the offer will be kind of the same, but the best way to frame the price is, okay, instead of hiring the 5th SDR, where you have diminishing return on people, because the more SDR you put, the less result they make per SDR. Like one SDR produces X meetings, 2 SDR does not produce 2X meetings. They have diminishing return. So the more you add, the more the cost per meeting will rise. And a full-time employee costs a lot of money. In US, an SDR can be 70K easily. You have to train them, you have to put them in the right process, they are junior, they don't know anything about tech stack. My 3K retainment versus a 60K SDR per year makes a lot of sense. While other companies maybe don't have SDR, but they are running ads, like paid ads, paid advertising. So you can say something like, instead of spending 5K on ads, really you're getting crappy leads, it's very difficult to have results. Just go directly in the inboxes and steal your competitors' clients so that we can use Outbound in a very targeted way, only to get people and companies that have high value. This is another way to actually frame the service. Another way could be Clay versus the first SDR. Another example, the first SDR whereas no training, no processes, it's just a junior guy sending some emails, you will burn out your domains, you won't understand nothing, while I'm a Clay expert. I have all the processes and I can really guarantee you result way faster than a full-time hire, and make a ROI calculator, show them how actually your service can be totally ROI driven, especially in a 6 months, 12 months lifetime, especially compared to having full-time people, paid ads, or the first SDR. This is just an example. You have to be very good in the discovery to actually listen and understand what is the situation in the client's company and frame your price against it, and what's your value and what's your ROI versus what you're doing right now or they are willing to do in the next few months. Okay, now that we've talked about like offers, proposal, framing the price, let's talk about how to get the leads. Most people think they have a lead problem. Most of the time they have an offer problem. But let's say that you want leads. How do you get clients? How do you get leads? So you basically, especially at the beginning, you have a few money and a lot of time. The best way is community and personal relationship, inbound content, and outbound. Let's skip for a moment like paid ads or more sophisticated strategy, because you don't have an offer, you probably don't have money, and let's start from these. Really the first, guys, community and personal relationships. The beauty of Clay is that it applies basically to like 90% of B2B companies. Not all of them are fit, but most of them you can actually set something on Clay. Just reach out to your personal connection and you say something like, can I send you a Loom video on how I would apply Clay to your business? If they are Clay aware, say, how can I apply Clay? Otherwise, say something like, can I send you a Loom video on how I would apply automated outbound system to your business? Of course they will say yes. You know the guy and you're offering something for free, and let's say you have a personal connection with the owner of a Google Ads agency and you say, okay, can I send you like a Loom video with 3 ideas on how can I put your go-to-market on autopilot? He would say yes. Then go, for example, on the website, record a Loom, and when the Loom you can say something like, okay, these are selling Google Ads. You show on Clay that you can get the list of all the e-commerces, you can get the one running Google Ads, you can automatically personalize the email in this way, while at the same time you can monitor all the community on the web that are mentioning Google Ads. So in this way you get all the leads in autopilot so that your SDR can actually outreach to them and get some leads. As you can see, start from the client, get some ideas and show them exactly what you would do. I promise there's so much wow effect with Clay, people will be shocked. Oh, you can really do this? Yes, I can. And then move that into a meeting. Even better, if your Loom page you have a button like get a meeting, get a strategy call, actually offer the paper lead, offer something that is not too risky for them. And guys, if you have a kind of a good book of business, you know, some content, it's very easy to close them. While if you really have zero contacts, which is tough, think about it, like your past employees, friends, connections, you can reach out to a lot of people. While if you really don't have personal connection, start with communities. Go in the Clay community, go on the or the agencies community. There are like tens of communities, and a lot of people are actually asking for, oh, how can I do outbound? Oh, guys, who can recommend me a cold email guy? And do the same, the Loom strategy. Go to them and offer for free 3 ideas that can really make your business better. Surprise them and book the call. Offer the paper lead and then later start pitching your retainer. This is how you book business from zero and just scale it. Then inbound content, when you get clients, start posting about your process, start posting about what you're doing. Now we have the Loom video about Google Ads. Start posting on LinkedIn. Of course, not the same, but frame it and repackage it in a LinkedIn post. This is how I would build a B2B go-to-market system for companies selling Google Ads. Do the same on Twitter. Start cultivating your online persona. Start showing people that you are the expert and you will get the leads inbound. Then try to do some outbound. It's not the easiest thing in the world, because doing outbound to book outbound services is a bit inflationated the end, the level of trust for Outbound is a bit low. So using Outbound for Outbound is probably not the best choice. But if you use a value prop like I will bring you leads or I will build system without a retainer, usually works very well. And especially if you have some experience in some niche so that you can show them how well you do, it can totally work. And at the same time, you can use this as a value proposition, as a CTAA. I just noticed you're selling to e-commerces. Can I send you a Loom video and I would apply Clay or B2B go-to-market system to your business? Do this for 1 month consistently, reach out to all your personal connections, do inbound content and do some outbound. And guys, I can really guarantee you that in the first months, you can totally land the first clients. Many of my students have done this. I have like 500 people in my paid community now, and many of them have like some sort of gigs or client. If you are consistent and you put the effort, you can really in 6 to 12 months leave your 9 to 5 and go to 10 campaign months so that you have enough money to survive and do this full time. You go all in. And again, a lot of people went full time thanks to me and thanks to my program and thanks to my YouTube videos. And this is my story. You can go past 30K per month in 1 to 3 years. It totally depends, of course, on many things. You have to put a lot of effort, it becomes more complicated. But guys, it doesn't exist another job in the world that you get to this kind of money in such a little time. Every B2B company needs this. It's a lifetime skill. If tomorrow you want to become an entrepreneur, launch a SaaS and agency, then you have the Clay skill. You have the B2B go-to-market skill, which is arguably probably the most important thing you can have to run a business. You get the right clients, you make the right B2B systems. And if I was starting from scratch again, this is exactly what I would do to get there. Also, if you're serious about taking action and you want to hack your Clay expert journey, have a proven system to actually deliver better results in 1/3 of the time, and my content system to actually attract premium Clay clients, check the description below and let's open a one-to-one call. I designed a one-to-one program to actually save you years of trial and error. Now, if you want to learn this new technique using AI and Google that's generating crazy results, please click on the screen. Or if you want to learn how to do video outreach, leveraging Reddit and AI, click here. Thank you so much, guys, and see you in the next one.